What's going on, Canes fans? Welcome to another Final Thoughts video. And this one, look, I understand is a little late. And by late, I don't mean late at night. I mean, we're about 5 to 6 hours from kickoff for this game. I usually do these about 24 hours before kickoff. But the stream went late last night. It was such a good time. I thought it was worth it. Probably top night before stream. Maybe even in history on this channel. So I just couldn't end it early. I didn't ever want it to end, to be honest. So we just moved this over to today, and I feel like it's still a great opportunity to come in and speak your piece, give your final thoughts on this game. And I'm very happy to say that I've not changed my mind in the slightest. I do want to be real and honest, after all the trash talk and banter. You do have to be careful when dealing with a wounded animal. Let's be real. Florida State's backs are against the wall, and they have nothing to lose going into this game. Some are going to say, well, they do, Coop, bowl eligibility. But let's be real. They have to win the remaining games on their schedule to be bowl eligible, and that includes North Carolina, Notre Dame, ending the season with Florida, that's still having to try to beat Miami, and it's not even a guaranteed win for them against Charleston Southern. Really, it's not. So there is no saving their season, but of course they want to take down Miami. Regardless of what their record is, what our record is, neither one of these teams wants to lose to the other. It is still a big-time rivalry game, and they've won 2 in a row. Now, I do want to say something really funny here. First, let me back up. I'll show you my score prediction in case you missed it. 48-10. And a lot of people are upset because they're saying, Coop, this should be a 50 burger on Florida State. And I 100% agree. You're right. But I'm going to stick with 48-10. That's still a big win. That's a 38-point victory, with Miami being a 20.5-point favorite. But I found something. I found a Florida State prediction, and I'm not going to name him, but it is on a Florida State website that writes for the Seminoles. And I had to share this. This is one of the funniest things I've read in a long time. So this is word for word what he posted on that website. He said, "This is an important rivalry game for me. So I have broken down all of this year's FSU and Miami game film I could get my hands on, then charted all 22 pre-snap formations and motions, performed multiple AI virtual simulations, compiled all of the data on spreadsheets, and I have concluded that the Noles could win under the right circumstances." Well, yeah, I mean, under the right circumstances, you need literally everything to go your way and nothing to go Miami's way. You need to play the most perfect game you've played this entire season and pull a complete 180 and flip a switch and look like a totally different team. And you need Miami to do the exact same thing. I guess anything's possible. He goes on to say FSU will beat Miami because the Seminole players will want it more, give more effort than their opponent, and play with more heart than the Miami players. And he gives his official score prediction, Florida State 28. And for Miami, he puts scum 26. I mean, really? I kind of have to applaud this guy. He wants to believe in his team. But it's gotten to the point that he's delusional. He's trying to manifest it. He wants to believe it so much, and maybe he's hoping if he puts this article out that it will actually come true. There is just no way in this game that Florida State matches up in any position group. I made multiple guest appearances on Florida State shows this week, and they all ask me the exact same question. Do you believe that Florida State has an advantage in any area? And I said, absolutely not. And they all kind of smirked and they said, come on, be real. No, they don't. And I'm not talking about, I'm not coming on here and saying Florida State doesn't have some decent football players. They have a good kicker. They have a pretty good punter. Their DBs are decent. Like, really, they are. A lot of people are doing this comparison where they're saying, well, I take Florida State's DBs over Miami's. Well, Miami is absolutely giving up far too many explosive plays, missing tackles. The secondary has been super sus. We've talked about it all season. But Florida State's DBs are not going to be able to stop Cam Ward in this Miami Hurricanes offense that is number one in multiple categories in the nation. So it really offsets it. It doesn't matter. The things that Florida State does okay, Miami is just far superior. So it's really just going to outshine it. And we're talking about a Florida State team that there's literally no way. You can't convince me that they could go toe-to-toe with their offense. They're one of the lowest scoring, if not the lowest scoring teams in the country. They have the not the lowest, but top 5 lowest points per game average, second to last in yards per carry, poor tackling. They just really don't have a whole lot going for them outside of, as we said, their kicker and the punter. So you might want to take Florida State's DBs, but when you match them up against this Miami Hurricanes offense, they're going to have a bad day. And where Miami is weak, unfortunately for Florida State, they're just not good enough. They're not. Now, I will say, because this is final thoughts, so this is a chance to be real and open and really honest here. They're going to hit some explosive plays because Miami is just so bad at giving those up. I fully expect it to happen. There's going to be trick plays. There might be, going for it on 4th and long multiple times. Fake field goals, fake punts. I expect them to throw everything plus the kitchen sink at Miami because we already established this. They have nothing to lose. This is, in fact, their Super Bowl. And as cheesy as that might sound, I'm one of the people that doesn't say that super often. It is absolutely a fact this time. In the past, people have said throw records out the window. What they've done up to this point doesn't really matter because it's Miami and Florida State. But it doesn't quite feel that way this season, does it? It really don't, in my opinion. This is Miami wins and wins big. I don't even know what else to say. We've broke it down all week. I think that Miami comes in and really establishes the running game early. I think that if you do see Mark Fletcher play, of course, unfortunately, his father passed away this week. That's going to be up to him. We support you, Mark Fletcher. Whether you want to play or not play, that's fully up to you. That's a personal decision for him. But if he does play, man, I'd be scared to be on the other side on defense with Florida State because that guy already runs hard. And you want to talk about an emotional game for him. But I think that all around, whether he plays or not, Miami wants to come out and, show that they're the more physical team. They want to stick with that game plan of wearing down Florida State. And if Florida State can't even try to keep it within a couple scores in the first half, it's going to get real ugly in the second half because Miami's going to continue to do what they do, which is just dominate the third and fourth quarter because teams just get way too tired going up against this Miami Hurricanes squad. This is going to be another opportunity for Cam Ward to put up Heisman-like numbers. You should expect 300-plus passing yards and 3 to 4 plus passing touchdowns, 100%. And don't be afraid. Don't be shy. I tell people, Florida State fan, Miami fan, if you have any concerns or, things that you want to talk about openly, this, again, that's the point of this. This is your chance right now to do it a few hours before kickoff. But I really think that it should be just a merciless, brutal beatdown. This is personal for Mario. He's not beat Florida State yet. And this is the perfect opportunity to get some style points and embarrass them in front of a sold-out crowd, Hard Rock Stadium, with a ton of people watching. 7 p.m. kickoff on ESPN. Mario wants to make a statement here. And Miami's strength of schedule is not the best. We all know that. We don't run from it. We don't deny it. So what you want to see them do is just beat down lesser opponents. This shouldn't be a 7-point win, a 10-point win. This shouldn't be escaping with the victory like most of the ACC, really all the ACC games have been so far this season. Louisville was a freaking shootout. Cal came down to the wire. Virginia Tech down to the wire. Miami was only giving up 23 points per game until they got to ACC play. So what I want to see, I want to see them hold Florida State to 13 or less, 10 or less, scoreless. Something crazy like that. And I guess really it's not that crazy, but it is kind of crazy when you factor in that Miami's giving up 39 points per game to ACC opponents. But this is such a just terrible offense. They're running for less than 80 yards per game, guys. Their wide receivers cannot catch the ball to save their lives. So this should absolutely be one where it brings down that point per game average allowed against an ACC opponent in this one. This should be just complete embarrassment. They should be begging for mercy. There's really not much else to say. There's really not. What do y'all think about the jersey? You're getting an early look at it. Yo, the Restrepo. That's right, man. I cannot wait to rock this tonight. Hey, this is an early reveal. You guys weren't going to see it until the actual game because I'm going to wear it for the live hangout tonight, the watch party. You should totally be there. We should celebrate and have a good time. But you're getting an early look at the Restrepo jersey. This thing, I love this. I freaking love this jersey. I kind of wish that DJ was playing quarterback for them because I do think that Brock Glenn gives them a better chance. Is it enough? No, it's not even close. But, DJ is just that bad that I would probably bump that score. It would be, I'd have them at 0 if DJ was playing. They have Toafili, but, even when he starts to see a little bit of success, Mike kind of seems to get away from it. It's a very weird situation for Florida State this season. Again, you're going to see a lot of drop balls from their receivers unless, okay, last thing I want to say, teams do get up for Miami. So I already said this. They're going to hit some explosive plays. They are going to get up at least early for this game. But then I think they kind of get depressed and beaten down, especially in the second half. But expect them to make some plays. But it's not going to be enough. It's going to reek of desperation. It is. And I hope this is a Notre Dame repeat with a sellout crowd, super loud environment. Miami just takes control from the jump, from kickoff. Because I really think that the only time Florida State's going to have any hope is at the coin toss when that score is still 0-0 and there hasn't been a snap yet. Because after that, it's game over.